Hi students, today we are going to discuss about structure of atom. What is atom? Atom is the smallest unit of the substance. To understand the nature of the atom, so many scientists proposed some concepts. First, we are going to learn about Dalton theory. Dalton proposed that whole matter is composed of small indivisible particles called atoms. That means atoms cannot be divisible. And he told that electrons, protons, neutrons are present in atom. They are called subatomic particles. And also he told electrons are negatively charged, protons are positively charged, and neutrons are neutral. That means chargeless. Number of protons or number of electrons in an atom is equal to atomic number. That means how many protons or how many electrons are there in the atom. That number is called the atomic number of the atom. Total number of protons and neutrons is called mass number. Okay, total number of protons and neutrons is called mass number. That means mass of the atom. From this, number of neutrons equals to A minus Z. A is the mass number and Z is the atomic number. Wave nature of light. The disturbance produced in the medium is called wave. Suppose in a water, if you will drop one stone, the water waves will form. That means you are creating disturbance with this stone. Okay. Newton explained particle nature of light and Maxwell explained wave nature of the light. That means according to Newton, light is present in the form of particles. But Maxwell proposed the light is present in the form of waves. The vibrating electric and magnetic fields around the charge becomes wave and travel through space. That means when you ring a bell, that sound is coming to our ear in the form of waves. In the same way, electric and magnetic fields also creating waves and they are traveling in the wave form. Okay. Light is transmitted in the form of waves and creates electric and magnetic fields. Hence, light is electromagnetic radiation. Okay, light is traveling in the form of waves and it is also affecting electric and magnetic fields. So, light is called electromagnetic radiation. Vertical component of waves indicates electric field and horizontal components indicate magnetic field. Okay, vertical, that means which is straight, that is wave, which is horizontal, that means cross, that is called magnetic field. They are components perpendicular to each other. That means the angle between these two is 90 degrees. Electromagnetic radiation, that means light travels in vacuum with velocity 3 into 10 power 8 meters per second or 3 into 10 power 10 centimeters per second. This is called speed of the light. What is the speed of the light? Means 3 into 10 power 8 meters per second or 3 into 10 power 10 centimeters per second. Remember this one. The value of light, speed of light is very important. What are the characteristics of electromagnetic waves? First of all, electromagnetic waves characterized by two terms. What are those? Wavelength and frequency. So, first of all, we have to understand what is wavelength. The distance between two successive crests or troughs is called, in a wave, is called wavelength. First of all, we have to understand what is crest, what is trough. Suppose when you draw a wave, the up lines both are called crest and the down lines are called troughs. The distance between two troughs or two crests is called wavelength. Wavelength is measured in angstrom units or nanometers. 1 angstrom unit equal to 10 power minus 8 centimeters or 10 power minus 10 meters. 1 nanometer equal to 10 power minus 7 centimeters or 10 power minus 9 meters. Remember these values, very important. Next, frequency. The number of wave peaks that pass by a given point per unit second is called frequency. That means in a unit time, how many waves are passing through a section. That number is called frequency. Frequency is measured in hertz. The unit for frequency is hertz. Frequency is inversely proportional to lambda. Lambda means wavelength. The wavelength symbol is lambda. Okay. Lambda is inversely proportional to 1 by V. That means V equal to C by lambda. C equal to V lambda. Here C is velocity of the light. So velocity of the light is product of frequency and wavelength. This is the formula. Velocity of light equal to frequency into wavelength. Next one, wave number. The number of waves present in unit length is called wave number. That means how many waves are present in a particular length. That is called wave number. It is expressed in a centimeter inverse or meter inverse. Okay. This wave number formula is 1 by lambda. Next one, electromagnetic spectrum. Electromagnetic spectrum means entire range of electromagnetic waves. So many electromagnetic waves are there in our universe. UV, ultraviolet radiation, infrared radiation, micro radiation, radio waves, like that. So many waves are there. So the entire range of these waves is called electromagnetic spectrum. Rainbow is example for visible spectrum. That means if you observe the diagram, in this VIBGYOR is there. VIBGYOR means rainbow, violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange, red. This color is visible to our eye. The remaining waves, what are there below VIBGYOR and above VIBGYOR, those waves we cannot see. So this VIBGYOR rainbow is example for visible spectrum. That means we can see that one. The range of wavelengths covering red color to violet color is called visible spectrum. Already we learned VIBGYOR. V indicates violet, R indicates red. The wavelengths that range from red color to violet color are called visible spectrum. Electromagnetic spectrum extends from gamma rays to radio waves. That means see once. Here first in the table R is given. R means gamma rays. Last one radio. That means radio waves. That means electromagnetic spectrum starts with gamma rays and ending with radio waves. Only visible spectrum is visible to the naked eye. The spectra given by atoms may be emission or absorption. That means when atoms emitted or absorbed, at that time only we are getting some color. The color corresponding to certain discrete wavelength of light are called line spectra. That means when the atom is absorbing or emitting some waves, that wavelength depends upon its color. Emission line in the spectrum is produced when an electron comes from higher energy level to lower energy level. When electron coming from higher to lower, the emission line, that means it is losing energy. That energy loss will come as a line spectrum. Next, Planck's quantum theory. Very important one. Here Max Planck proposed quantum theory to explain black body radiation. Black body shows some particular properties in presence of light. To explain that one, Max Planck proposed one theory. Energy emitted or absorbed by a body discontinuously in the multiples of h mu. H means Planck's constant. Mu means already we learned. What is mu? Wavelength. Okay. The energy emitted from material body increases with increase in heat energy. That means when we are increasing heat energy, the material will increase more energy. The material will emit more energy. If you are heating an iron rod, what it will give? If you are heating more, if you are giving more heat energy, the iron rod also will give more strength, that means it will change its color due to, suppose first of all iron rod is in normal iron color. When you heat that one, it changes to red color because that heat energy is giving that energy to that iron rod. Discrete quantity of energy is called quantum or photon. Its energy is directly proportional to its frequency. That means how much energy it is releasing, that is in form of quantum. That energy is directly proportional to the frequency. E is directly proportional to mu. Sorry, before I explain that mu means wavelength, mu means frequency. E is proportional to mu. Therefore, E equal to h mu. H means Planck's constant. Here H value is very important. 6.626 into 10 power minus 34 joule second. Okay, when it is converted into ergs, 6.626 into 10 power minus 27 ergs second. Okay, remember this Planck's constant value. Next, atomic models. First, we learnt about Dalton atomic theory. Dalton proposed first about atom, but coming to atomic model, how was the model? We learned that electrons are present, protons are present, neutrons are, but where are they? At what place of the atom they are present? To explain that one, so many scientists proposed different types of atomic models. First one is J.J. Thomson. J.J. Thomson's model is also known as watermelon model. Watermelon, why he proposed like that? What are the seeds in the watermelon? He compared with electrons. And what is the red substance in watermelon? He compared with charge. And the whole watermelon is compared with atom. But it was not accepted because electrons are less and positive charge is more. But according to theories, atom is neutral. That means positive charge and negative charge should be equal. But this theory was opposite to that one. So this theory was not accepted. Next, one more scientist, Rutherford, proposed atomic model. He proposed that atoms are spherical and mostly hollow. Hollow means there is more empty space. The entire mass of the atom is at the center of the atom. The mass of the atom is at the center of the atom. Nucleus is positively charged and contains protons and neutrons. That means the center of the atom is called nucleus. At the nucleus, what are the particles present? Protons and neutrons. And electrons are revolving around the nucleus just like planets around the sun. How the planets are moving around the sun, like that all the electrons are moving around the nucleus. But hence this model is called planetary model. The revolving electron is acted upon by two types of forces. That means when it is revolving around the nucleus, it has some force. What type of forces are there? An electrostatic force of attraction between electron and nucleus towards the nucleus, and revolving electron experiences a centrifugal force directed away from moving. That means both forces are opposite to each other. So that's why the electron can revolve around it. Okay, it is not going out somewhere. But some drawbacks are there in this theory also. What are those? A revolving electron around the nucleus emit energy continuously. That means when it is revolving continuously, it has to lose some energy. When it is losing energy, it has to come closer to the nucleus. If it will happen, the atom should collapse. The atom should collapse, but it's not happening. So this one not explained by Rutherford. And the presence of lines in the spectrum. Already when we are learning about electromagnetic spectrum, we observed that emitting atoms are giving lines in the spectrum. These lines in spectrum are not explained by Rutherford. Next one, quantum theory. Who proposed quantum theory? Max Planck. What he proposed? Multiples of smallest energy levels, smallest energy values are emitted. These energy packets are called quantum. Already we learnt energy released in the form of quantum, that is E equal to NH mu. N value varies from 1, 2, 3, 4. It depends upon energy value. If n equal to 1, E equal to H mu. If n equal to 2, E equal to 2 H mu. Okay. Already we learned about Planck's constant value. What is mu? Frequency of radiation. Quantum or photon are present in electromagnetic waves. Where are these quantums are present? In electromagnetic waves. Momentum of photon. Momentum of photon formula h by lambda. H means Planck's constant, lambda means wavelength. Velocity of light c equal to mu lambda. There lambda is wavelength. After Rutherford, Niels Bohr proposed one more theory. He also proposed that electrons are revolving around the nucleus, and he called them as energy levels or orbitals. Energy levels or orbits. These orbits are named as KLMN or 1, 2, 3, 4. The orbits which are closer to nucleus have less energy, which are away from nucleus have more energy. The angular momentum of electron is nh by 2 pi. The angular momentum of the electron is given by nh by 2 pi. Here n is energy levels, orbits. N starts from 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. That means L equal to mvr, nh by 2 pi. K orbit, mvr equal to h by 2 pi. That means here n value 1. Okay, like that. L orbit, mvr equal to h by pi. M orbit, mvr equal to 3h by 2 pi. Like this, values vary from K, L, Mn. Okay. When an electron jumps from higher energy orbit to lower energy orbit, emitted energy is equal to h mu. What energy it is releasing when it is jumping from higher to lower, that energy released is equal to h mu. That means E2 minus E1. Difference in energy levels. E2 minus E1 equal to h mu. Already we learnt mu equal to c by lambda. Therefore, E2 minus E1 equal to hc by lambda. Bohr calculated radius of orbit. How much radius? What is the radius of orbit? 0.529 nanosquare angstrom. Okay. Velocity of electron in orbits equal to 2.186 plus 10 power 6 by n meters per second. Here n means number of the orbit. Energy of electron En equal to minus 13.6 by n square electron volts. Here also n means number of the orbit. What is n called? N is called principal quantum number. If n increases, the radius of the orbit increases, and velocity of the electron decreases. That means when it is moving away from the nucleus, it decreases its energy. Velocity of electron decreases, and when it is moving to other energy levels, it increases its energy. When electron jumps from nth energy orbit to ground state of atom, the number of spectral lines is n into n minus 1 by 2. This is the formula. When electron jumps from nth orbit to its ground state, then formula is n into n minus 1 by 2. Suppose it is jumping from third level, that means n equal to 3. 3 into 3 minus 1 by 2. 3 into 3 minus 1 means 2. 3 2 just 6 by 2. That means 3. So how many lines will form? 3 lines will be formed. Like that he explained the spectral lines. In hydrogen atom, Lyman, Balmer, Paschen, Brackett and Pfund series of the lines are formed. Balmer series is only visible, remaining series are not visible. That means when hydrogen atom is moving and jumping from other energy levels, it is giving so many lines. but in that we are seeing only one line. The other lines cannot be visible. What are the defects in Niels Bohr theory? It failed to explain the spectrum of atoms of more than one electron like lithium, beryllium. That means it explained only the spectrum of the hydrogen. It doesn't explain number of electrons more than one. Could not explain why angular momentum is quantized. He proposed angular momentum theory, but he could not propose why angular momentum is quantized. He could not explain Zeeman effect and Stark effect. Could not explain line structure of spectral lines. These are all the defects of the Niels Bohr theory. Here we got two terms, Zeeman effect and Stark effect. What are these? When spectral lines divided into several lines in presence of magnetic field is called Zeeman effect. When spectral lines divided into so many lines in presence of electric field, it is called Stark effect. Okay, these are the two different concepts, Zeeman effect and Stark effect. After Niels Bohr, Sommerfeld proposed one more atomic model. Sommerfeld proposed elliptical orbits. Before, Rutherford and Niels Bohr proposed circular orbits, but Sommerfeld proposed elliptical orbits. The number of elliptical orbits are given by n minus 1. We learned n equal to 1, 2, 3, 4. Principal quantum number. He proposed that elliptical orbits are given by number n minus 1. Due to elliptical orbits, he proposed orbital or azimuthal angular momentum quantum number. Niels Bohr proposed principal quantum number. Sommerfeld proposed azimuthal quantum number, that is denoted by L. What is L? L equal to n minus 1. See, first suppose k orbit n equal to 1. Then L is 0. 1 minus 1, 0. For L orbit n equal to 2. That means L is 0 and 1. N minus 1, 2 minus 1, 0 and 1. Like that. N equal to 3. 0, 1, 2. Like that L values comes. Quantum mechanical model of atom. This model proposed by Schrödinger. According to this model, determination of position and velocity of an electron exactly and simultaneously not possible. How to locate an atom in a substance? This is not possible. In the same way, it is not possible to find out the position of the electron in an atom. This was proposed by Schrödinger. This model rules out the existence of orbits with a definite boundary. In this boundary only the electron will present, but we cannot find the exact position. Next one, orbital. What is orbital? The region around the nucleus is called orbital. Nodal planes are there. For s orbital it is 0. That means n minus 1, 0. P orbital 1. D orbital 2 and F orbital 3. What is the shape of the orbitals? The shape of s orbital is spherical. P orbital is dumbbell shape. D orbital is double dumbbell. But orbital F orbital has four-fold complex shape. But till now we did not get the exact shape of the F orbital. Okay. What are quantum numbers? Already we learned principal quantum number, azimuthal quantum number. We have to discuss about these quantum numbers. What are the four quantum numbers? Principal quantum number, azimuthal quantum number, magnetic quantum number and spin quantum number. Three quantum numbers S, N, L, M, L are required for designate an orbital. how to design the orbital, where the nucleus is present, where the electron is present. To find this one and shape of the orbital, we need all the 4 quantum numbers. Coming to principal quantum number, it was proposed by Bohr, and it gives the values of energy levels n equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. And these energy levels are denoted with letters KLMN. If n value increases, the energy level will also increase. For KLMN, n equal to 1, 2, 3, 4. Remember these values. For K level n equal to 1, L level n equal to 2, M level n equal to 3, and N level n equal to 4. Coming to azimuthal quantum number, it was proposed by Sommerfeld. This is also called angular momentum quantum number, or orbital or subsidiary quantum number. It indicates the shape of subshell and number of subshells in a shell. That means principal quantum number is giving the energy of the orbital, and here azimuthal quantum number gives shape of the subshell. If L equal to 0, that is s orbital, 1 p orbital, 2 d orbital, 3 f orbital. How we are getting L value? L value coming from 0 to n minus 1. Okay, see the table. If n value is 1, what is L value? 0. Then number of subshells 1. If n equal to 2, how many L values will be there? 2, 0 and 1. Then number of subshells 2. For 3, 0, p 1, 2. 3 subshells. Okay, like that we can count the number of subshells. Next, magnetic quantum number. It was proposed by Lande. It indicates orientation of orbitals in space and number of orbitals in a subshell. Okay, magnetic quantum number proposed by Lande. It is giving how many orbitals are present in space. For given L value, ML have minus L to plus L. Suppose L equal to 0, then ML value 0. For L equal to 1, ML value minus 1, 0, plus 1. How many subshells? 3 subshells. Suppose L equal to 2, ML value minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1, 2. That means minus L to plus L. How many subshells are there? Total 5. So 5 is given. Okay, like this ML value giving number of subshells present in orbital. Okay, like that we are finding n equal to 1, energy level 1. How many electrons? 2. For n equal to 2, how many energy levels are there? 2 orbitals. 2 orbitals means 4 electrons. 4 into 2, 8 electrons will be present. For n equal to 3, how many sub-energy levels? 3. Okay, how many orbitals are there? 9. In each orbital, 2 electrons. 9 2s are 18. For n equal to 4, how many orbitals? 16. In each orbital, how many electrons? 2 electrons. 16 into 2, 32. Like that we will get the values. Next one, spin quantum number. Spin quantum number proposed by Uhlenbeck and Gaudsmit. Okay, spin quantum number indicates the spin of the electron. That means rotation of the electron. If the spin is clockwise, it is plus 1 by 2. If the spin is in anti-clockwise, it is minus 1 by 2. Only spin quantum number has only 2 values, plus 1 by 2 and minus 1 by 2. Next one, electronic configuration. The distribution of electrons in shells, subshells and orbitals in an atom is known as electronic configuration. The distribution of electrons in various atomic orbitals explain electronic behavior of atom and its reactivity. Electronic configuration is represented in 2 waves. What are the ways? First one, NLX method. We can write the electron configuration of an atom by using the method NLX. N means principal quantum number, L means azimuthal quantum number, and X means number of electrons in the subshell. Next, orbital or box method. We have to represent an orbital with one box. If in each box we can keep 2 electrons, one electron denoted with up arrow and another electron denoted with down arrow. How to write electron configuration? We have to follow some principles. First one is Aufbau principle. Aufbau principle, orbitals are filled with in the order of increasing energy. That means first of all we have to fill lower energy level, then we have to fill the higher energy orbital. This theory, this principle is called Aufbau principle. That means lower energy levels filled first before the higher energy orbitals. The order of energy different orbitals is also obtained from Euler's diagram. Euler's diagram is there in 10th class textbook. Once refer it. 1s, 2s. What is the lowest energy level? 1s. That means after filling 1s orbital, then the electron comes to 2s. Okay. This principle is called Aufbau principle. Next one is Hund's rule. What Hund's told? Orbitals have same energy are called degenerate orbitals. That means pairing of electrons orbitals takes place only after all orbitals are singly occupied. Suppose in an orbital, in an energy level, 3 orbitals are there. In each orbital, how many electrons should be present? 2. We have 4 electrons. We can't keep 2 electrons in 2 boxes and other one empty. First of all, we have to fill each one with 1 electron. Then we have to start the pairing. Okay, this rule is called Hund's rule. Next, Pauli's exclusion principle. Pauli's exclusion principle told that no 2 electrons have same atom can have all quantum numbers same. That means we took 2 electrons for 1 atom. If you write all the 4 quantum numbers, we should not get all the 4 same. We will get at least one difference. Okay. If NL, ML are same, we will get MS different. If MS and L are different, we will get ML different. Like that, at least one quantum number will change. Next, here table given about electron configuration of elements. Once check. Hydrogen H 1, 1s1, helium 2, 1s2, lithium 3, 1s2, 2s1. Like that, complete table is given. It is also there in your textbook. Once read it thoroughly. The electron configuration of first 20 elements, if you will learn, it will be very helpful to us for exams. Okay. Thank you very much, students.